The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Carson-Newman picks second in the South Atlantic Conference's preseason coaches poll with Mike Mincey. I'm Michael Watching for the Eagles Sports Network. And Coach, as we've seen over the last couple of years, expectations lofty for your crew again. If you look at the D2 side, a regional poll, you're third in that. You're receiving votes nationally in that, despite the fact that you lose three 1,000-point scores from the start of last year's team. When you look at what you learned last night from Tennessee and what you've learned from practice so far this season, what are your expectations for the year?
I mean, honestly, I still don't know. I mean, I think right now we're to the point where, and I see this out of a lot of teams, I think some of the stuff that we're getting in terms of preseason is name recognition, which is a good thing, you know, because we have lost some quality players, but we have a lot of firepower coming back, I feel like. And like you saw last night, you know, we have a freshman point guard that was our leading scorer at Tennessee, so that shows that we've got good play there. Goforth came in, gave us good minutes, and that's the biggest position that we're trying to fill probably is that point guard spot. You know, Pierce came in and played great at that 5 slot. So, yeah, we've lost some good players, but, you know, if you're not trying to rebuild, you know, you're trying to reload. I feel like that's what we've kind of – it's hard to replace Harris. It's hard to replace Bree, Weichel, and those people. But I feel like we have reloaded, and I hope it's not a rebuild situation, and I hope the rankings hold true, you know, being second in our conference and everything else. But that's why you play the games. It's a preseason ranking. You know, all that's going to do is put a target on your back for people to come after you.
You mentioned the preseason all-conference and the firepower that you have back. Well, you have Addison Bird, you have Kayla Marisites. In what is a depleted league in terms of returners, feels like every team around the league is losing a lot with the exception of a couple teams, and you have the benefit of 2 really elite scorers. What's it mean to have those 2 back?
Well, it's huge. You know, you don't want to ever come back where you don't have any of your scoring back. You know, we do have – what I feel like in Kayla, you know, obviously Mullenhauer was the player of the year and rightfully so last year, and I feel like that Tank is someone that can, if she has a good year and our team has a good year, potentially battle her for you know, player of the year honors this year. So we'll see, you know, and obviously Bird's a dynamic scorer, and she can score in a lot of ways, both inside and out, and so it's good to have that. And knowing we have those 2, it was key to see other people step up and score, whether it be Braylon, whether it be Tori, Kelsey, whoever. You know, there's a lot of people that we've gone pretty deep in the 2 scrimmages that we've had that can step up and score on any given night. But again, you know, the league has lost a lot of great players over this past year. A lot of teams, especially top teams, have taken a hit due to graduation, transferring, whatever. So we feel very fortunate to have 2 of the top players in the league coming back on our squad.
Leaving Rocky Top yesterday, you probably had a great deal of confidence with your crew, but you still have 9 days to get ready for that SAC Peach Belt crossover, and as we've talked about for the last several years, that opening weekend sets the standard for the rest of the year for your team. That can really, at the end of the day, and it has in the past, make or break an NCAA tournament appearance for you with how that first weekend shakes out. What does this team need to do over the next 9 days to be ready for that?
Well, it's a long time from, you know, we played last night. We don't play again until next Friday. So it's really important as a staff and even as players, you know, that we stay intent and purposeful about what we're trying to get done. Sometimes you get that long of a drought before you get to play, because that's the fun of it all, really. And, you know, get to go play games and be successful, win or lose. And so just staying focused in on what we got to try to get better at. But we do have a lot of time in between that we can kind of take, like today's practice. We could focus in on 1 or 2 things and not have to do like what we're doing to prepare for Tennessee, trying to cover a lot of different things. You know, we can kind of zero in every day on something different, and that's certainly what we're trying to do. But, you know, got to make sure that we're healthy. Obviously, it's been a stretch from October 15th to today, playing Walter State, playing, you know, Tennessee, and obviously last night with Tennessee was a very physical matchup for us with their size. So a lot of kids sore and tired and that kind of thing. So we'll also use this time to try to get our health back under us before we start that gauntlet by going to Lander and playing Aiken and Lander.
Thanks for the time. Best of luck this year.
Thank you, Michael.
He's Mike Mincey. I'm Michael Watching, and this is the Eagles Sports Network.